Giving all praise, honor, glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RACHAPADASH, the one city apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and the sincere Shalom to the Akim that's out there pushing the sincerity and the truth and the sound doctrine. Um, this is going to be a really quick video. This is a video actually put up by this person that ran across Brandon Jamal, and the first clip he reacted to was, yeah, some people out there that said it's got to be a skit. I don't know, and especially since you got this Sora AI thing going around, um, you know, sometimes you just don't know. But what we do know is the image that's being pushed out there. It is very believable that this is real because Jake does this stuff. So what I'm talking about here, like I said, the first clip he reacted to is actually in the thumbnail. That's why I got it on the thumbnail. Um, the little girl on the little girl on the left, they ran out of the store with a bunch of stuff, and they're the little girl is doing it with them. They got the little girl doing it too, right? Running out of the store with a bunch of stolen food. They said no EBT, so we steal. And she titled no EBT, so we steal it with the kids. Look, man, our people are gone, right? Now, also, I want to make one quick note. A lot of people say, yeah, see, this is just black people, man. This is just how they are. Sure. But where did so-called black people get it from? Hell, why are we calling ourselves black in the first place? Right? Black culture is Esau's culture, the so-called white man's culture. That's where that came from. No way before we got over here and before we got our heritage taken away from us and before we started calling ourselves African American, before we started speaking English, before we started calling ourselves all these damn bywords and stuff like that, before ABT and all this other stuff, man, we had it going on. Let me tell you, man, I tell you what, man, we had it going on, man. So you got a lot of people out there, yeah, these the black people with their crappy culture. What do you mean crappy culture? You mean your culture? Because this is where this came from. Y'all EBT is y'all stuff, man. Y'all gave the people EBT. This is your stuff. You made it up. Now that you're taking it and you got so-called black people bugging the hell out, right? Now all of a sudden it's just see they're just how they are, man. It's just how they are how they are because of you, man. You damn Edomites, man. Y'all set this up. This is your society, right? You're the one feeding us poison. You're the one blowing poison in the air. You're the one that got trash islands twice the size of France and Texas, man. Right? This is your stuff. You're the one that got space trash floating out of space, man. This is your stuff, man. Right? But anyway, it was funny, But like I said, you got Jake, man. Then I think he even mentioned in the video, you record yourself doing it. You record yourself doing it. See, people, Jake especially, they record themselves doing everything, man. Like that Kia challenge, they record themselves stealing cars. And you expect to get away with it after you recorded yourself stealing this car with your face on, and with your face on, and everything, your name, everything. There are a lot of them videos. They'll tell you where they, or in the description if you go into it, they'll tell you the location of the video sometimes, man. Right? As to where it was filmed. Anyway, this is Jeremiah chapter 2, verse 21. It says, "Yet I have planted thee a noble vine, wholly a right seed." So yeah, as we were planted, we were wholly a right seed. So we are designed to be a noble vine. And it's as hard as it is to say it, well, it's not really all that hard to say it because we could believe it. Uh, we are a noble vine. We are a people of nobility. It's just that right now we are falling from nobility and just acting like animals, man. Right? I mean, you can't go anywhere without a Jake trying to, without a Jake mug you and acting like a damn animal, man. You know what I mean? You could be minding your business, and here comes Jake. You can. We're not out causing trouble or nothing like that, but You here comes Jake, man. I'm just talking about throughout our everyday life. 2 weeks ago, a Jake had approached me about something petty, and just being loud and belligerent for no damn reason. And it was like that. There was no way you should have. That was unnecessary, and people wonder why so-called black people get shot up so much, man. Right? That's one of the reasons right there. Everybody say, "Oh, it's just because you black." Okay, I can go anywhere and not get shot up as long as I know how to act. Right? I'm darker than most of you niggas out there, man. Because I'm black, and I get along with the police just fine. What the hell? But when we tell you that Esau Edom is the devil, the so-called white man is what they call themselves, the so-called white man. There is no white or black man, right? But Esau Edom, when we tell you he's the devil, you don't want to believe it. It's all hate group, hate group, hate group. Okay, is this not hatred? What about this, man? Y'all laugh about this, man. Y'all laugh, right? Y'all laugh, and there's a reason why they record themselves doing it, because they got an audience that fuels that. The audience fuels that. They say, yeah, shit, I'm gonna go do it too. There's a reason why they film it in the first place, man. They got a following. They have a following. The people follow them doing that stupid shit, man. Right? Y'all will laugh. Y'all will laugh at this little girl running out of the store with the rest of her family with stolen goods. Hell ain't even break loose yet. Y'all bugging out over EBT. Hell ain't even break loose yet. And by the way, man, there are more Edomites and other nations on that EBT. By the way, just putting that out there. It says, "How art thou turned into the degenerate plant, right, of a strange vine unto me?" Man, I mean, what do I even say about that, man? We are, as a people, yeah, man, we most definitely degenerate. You know what I mean? Like you get into a confrontation with a Jeep, so-called black, so-called black man. You get in a confrontation with them, you can't even get a word out. You can't reason with these Jakes, man. Right? It's just like you try to say, hey, look, man, there's no reason for all that. They constantly talking over you. Not listening to a word you, cause they just want a reason to pull out the blicky. I don't know. Look, man, I'm only in my 20s. I'm only in my 20s, and I really don't understand these sayings. You'll think you probably think I'm like 60 years old, not knowing all these damn sayings, man. I don't know, but anyway, we are a most degenerate plant, man. Most definitely, but this makes sense. This only proves that we are most definitely the Israelites. I mean, this literally only proves it, right? Deuteronomy chapter 21, 28, verse 15. For all you people out there that, once again, our people, right? Once again, that always tries to debunk Deuteronomy 28. The people of God, so the people of God, the true people of God are not going to be looked at as the people of God in this society. That's just not going to happen. The people of God that you think who the people of God are, well, yeah, because the world thinks that they're the people of God, but they're not. Obviously, like I said, all throughout the scriptures, it literally says that no, they're the true people of God. They're not going to be looked at as the people of God because they're going to be hated. They're going to be mocked, right? Let me make an example, right? Um, I just thought about this. So that thing that Drewski did just not too long ago, right? Imagine what would happen, right? What would happen if he did that to, who I'm talking about? The small hats, right? the JEWs. What would happen if he did that to them? Number one, he wouldn't have done it anyway. But I'm just saying, what would happen if he did that to them, making a video mocking them and stuff like that? What would happen? You'll probably find him up there apologizing within a couple weeks. A guy like him, probably in a couple days. I'm not sure. Depends on how they do it. You're going to find him up there apologizing. Because in this society, they're looked at as the people of God. So there's not a and you people talk about equality. There's not an outcry about him doing that to the Hebrew Israelites. No. Instead, we got all these black content creators calling Hebrew Israelites mad. And further mocking us and try to say, you just need to stop doing what you're doing. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see the difference? Because those people are looked at as the people of God in their society. And this society, being as wicked as it is and being ran off of wickedness, should tell you something. But everybody can make mockery videos about the Hebrew Israelites. No videos are being taken down. In fact, it's promoted. If anything. Just a real small example. So just think about that. If he would have done what he did to the JEWs, what would happen? And just that little example alone proves, which should show who the people of God are going to be. The people of God ain't going to be liked. All right, we're going to be mocked. We're just waiting on AI to do it, and that Sora thing is probably going to do it. Whoever is going to make it, yeah, they're probably going to do it. They are going to do it, but I'm just saying Sora is probably going to do it. Right? Anyway, Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments and all his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. This is why you have stuff like this happening, right? Like I said, even if this is a skit, it's kind of hard to tell. The internet is a wild place right now, man. Especially, it's always been, but especially right now, man. But let's say this even is a skit. I'm just saying it's believable to see I witnessed something similar to that, but it wasn't on that magnitude where it's just outright and blatant. Nah, not. But I witnessed something like that. That's why I say, me personally, I could believe that could be real, right? But I really don't care if it's real or not, because it's the image that's being pushed out there, right? Why? Because we are looked at how we're looked at as animals, and we look at each other as animals because, well, we sinned against the Lord. We didn't follow the law, statutes, commandments, and now look at us. That's really the simplest answer we could possibly give you as to the reason for our condition. It didn't just happen out of nowhere. Slavery didn't just happen out of nowhere because Esau just didn't like our skin color, as school will probably tell you. Nah, it was way deeper than that. The skin color part, you could probably say it can maybe like a 2% of it. I don't know, but it goes deeper than that. It goes past the slavery that we know and the slavery that they teach us at school. Who did it before Esau? Esau is late to the party. He's late to the party. Those Arabs, those Muslims that Jake loved following. And not gonna lie, we had a Muslim come up to us, right? And actually admitted that those Arabs had us in slavery before even Esau. And he was a Muslim. And he's a Jake, by the way, too. So if you know that, I don't know what else to tell you. Right? So anyway, um, that's all I got on this. I really don't know what I want to title it. But that first one was kind of funny. I'm not even going to lie, man. Because it just shows how crazy things just get ready to get. Right? It shows how degenerate the Israelites are as of right now, man. Right? This is not shocking at all. Having a little girl run out with the food and stuff. Like, come on, man. It's no end to Jake's wickedness. There's no end to you know there's no end to Jake's foolishness. All right. So anyway, that's all I got on this. Giving all praise, honor, glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Shalom.